So if the report should state what should be accomplished before such a conclusion can be reached, and this conclusion should be based on the documented justification. If there are something changes in the actual process or practices, it should be justified for the approval of the process, and release of lots of produce by it to the market in the consideration of the entire compilation of knowledge and information gained from the design stage through the process qualification stage should be recorded and implemented. Maintenance of the facilities, utilities and equipment is another important aspect of ensuring that the process remains in control. Means if you are doing anything in the site manufacturing process, all your facility, utility, equipment should be in the state of control. Means their maintenance should be properly done and their results should be correct. So concurrent release of the PPQ batches. Sometimes we are saying that 3 batches is required for the validation, but there are some of the criteria where we can release the batch and how we can proceed. In most cases, the PPQ study needs to be completed successfully and a high degree of assurance in the process achieved before commercial distribution of a product. What should we do? Before commercial distribution of a product, what we have to do? In special situation, the PPQ protocol can be designed for release a PPQ batch for distribution before completion or execution of the protocol steps and activities, that is the concurrent release. What is meant by concurrent release? If suppose we have decided in the protocol 3 batches to be validated and we have to perform the process validation on 3 batches, but maybe there are some of the challenges, you have not completed 3 batches, maybe 1 batch or 2 batch. So how we can release that batch into the market? Okay, so FDA expects that the concurrent release will be used rarely. Concurrent release might be appropriate for processes used infrequently for various reasons. There are certain reasons such as manufacturing drugs for which there is limited demand. Okay, that is some of the orphan drugs, minor use, minor species, veterinary drug. Means some of the drugs like as very small demand in the market, that is the very small quantity life-saving drugs which have short half-lives. Some of the radiopharmaceuticals drug including position, imaging, tomography drugs, that drugs cannot be kept for a longer period, immediately to be manufactured and provided to the customer. Concurrent release might also be appropriate. Concurrent release might also be appropriate for the drugs that are medically necessary. That are medically necessary means there is a huge demand in the market and the drug is a life saving and it's highly urgent. It requires in the market on the we can say that footward. Okay, so that time that drug or that particular batch can be released to the market, are being manufactured in the condition with the agency to alleviate a short supply. So the results of such a validation batches like analytical methodology, process knowledge is depends on the accurate and precise measuring techniques used to test and examine the quality of the drug components in process material and finished products. Validated analytical methods are not necessarily required during the product and process development activities or when used in the characterization studies. Nevertheless, analytical methods should be scientifically sound, specific, sensitive and accurate and provide results that are reliable. Means after validation it should be reflect that your results are reliable. There should be assurance of proper equipment functions for laboratory equipment. What required? Proper functioning of the laboratory equipment, procedures for analytical method and equipment maintenance, documentation practices and calibration practices, supporting process development efforts should be documented or described in the report. The new analytical technology and modification to existing technology are continually being developed and can be used for the characterize the process or the product. Use of these methods is particularly appropriate when they reduce risk by providing greater understanding or control of the product quality. If there is a control or guarantee of the product quality, there is a control, greater understanding to reduce the risk. However, analytical methods supporting commercial batch release must follow CGMP part 210 and 211. Means during your we can say that prospective validation, your analytical method may be not established, but over a period you have to establish your analytical method validation during the commercial, and you have to be maintain and generate the data for future studies. So this is all about the process validation, and I hope this is the basic concept you all have understood. If any doubt, discrepancy, you can ask us. Thank you. So team, this is we have studied about the process validation, lot of